Could be. But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to Sunday Night Football Overtime. Vikings, Seahawks. What a hell of a game. Let me start by saying this. You're getting lit late night Louie tonight. I had a couple of drinks. Washington drove me to drink today. And so I'm feeling really good tonight. So I don't know how this show is going to go. I'm just telling you ahead of time so you already know. Okay? That being said, this was a hell of a game. Can we get Seattle on Sunday Night Football every week in Seattle? Because every time there's a Sunday night game in Seattle, we get this kind of a game. We got the Seahawks and the Patriots in week, what was that, 2? They talked about the Sunday night game in week 17 last year with the 49ers for the division. Came down to 6 inches with Jacob Hollister being stopped at the half-inch line. Seattle always seems to produce a big game and a good game. And they did it again here as Seattle and Minnesota produced a hell of a game. And I'm going to be honest with you. With the way that, and I know Seattle's defense stinks. And we've already established that. But with the way Minnesota has been playing this year, and their offense has started to rev it up, but I still had questions about their defense. Man, they were pretty damn good tonight. This felt like 3-1 Minnesota versus 4-0 Seattle, which is what they thought they were going to get when they scheduled this game. They didn't expect 1-3 Minnesota versus 4-0 Seattle. They thought they were getting 3-1 Minnesota versus 4-0 Seattle. That's why they put this on Sunday night. And what did I tell you guys? As well as the Vikings play, I said Kirk Cousins has 2 kryptonites as Vikings quarterback. Chicago Bears, the Bears, and the Seattle Seahawks. Can't beat either one of them. He's tried and he's failed many times, and he failed again tonight as the Seattle Seahawks take this one 27-26 over the Minnesota Vikings. I got a story to tell real quick. And again, late night Louie is what you're getting tonight, so you may get me off tangent a couple of times. I apologize in advance. No, I don't. Anyway, so I was talking to my sister, Vikings or Falcons fan, and we were talking about the week 3 come from behind win by the Dallas Cowboys. And obviously she was pissed, but she kept harping on one particular play in the game. And it was when the Falcons were up early in this game, really early. Cowboys had turned it over a ton of times. They were taking advantage of those turnovers. And they were up 26-7 in the early stages of the second quarter. And Dan Quinn decided he wanted to go for 2. I couldn't figure out why he decided to do that. I said, this is dumb. It's early in the game. You may win this thing going away and it may not even matter. But if it ultimately does, you're going to be looked like a dumbass for doing this. Why are you going for 2 chasing points in the first half? You know the rules of the game. Then play. You don't chase points until the fourth quarter when you have to. He chased points. He didn't get the 2-point conversion. They were up by 19. Nobody was complaining because you're up 26-7. You dominate the Cowboys. They've turned the ball over a bunch of times. Your offense is doing no wrong. They cannot be stopped. Everything's fine until you give up 16 points in the final 5 minutes of the game when you're up 15 points. And that's when everybody starts to look like, hey, remember that extra point you didn't kick? You decided to go for 2? Yeah, about that. Hey, speaking of which, Dan Quinn fired as Atlanta Falcons head coach. We'll talk about that more tomorrow on the LouieTeeNetwork podcast, but I digress. She kept harping on those points. Even as the Falcons were up 20, 19, 15, as the game progressed, she kept talking. At that moment, when they went for 2 and didn't get it, she talked about it. As the game progressed, as they continued to be up big, she kept talking about it. As the game got tight late, she kept talking about it. As they lost, she kept talking about it. My dad didn't want to hear it. Dad, Cowboys fan. So, sister Falcons fan, dad Cowboys fan. You see how that can be a problem. So, anyway, I digress. She kept talking about that. Dad didn't want to hear it. Told her to shut up. Don't want to hear it. You guys should have won. You were up big. You let us come back. I don't want to hear about that 1 point. They lost the game by 1 point. That shit makes a difference. And when I talked to boss, when I talked to my dad, I said, hey, that was a big decision. I didn't agree with it. I thought in the moment, as I was watching the game, why are you going for 2 right now? It's too early in the game to be chasing points. That's what coaches that plan on getting fired, that's what they do. Anyway, I digress. So, I fast forward to tonight's game. And I was thinking to myself in the moment, when Minnesota scored a touchdown to take the lead, and I said, hey, Minnesota, kick the extra point. Don't go chasing points here. Kick the extra point. You know what they did? It went for 2. And I said, the reason I don't like this is because, and this is what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking about, hey, you could lose this game by 1. I was thinking in my head, if by some chance Seattle scores a touchdown, you would be in a position, because remember, the score at the time, because Seattle was dominated in the first half by Minnesota. And the score was 20 to, what was it at that time? When they scored that touchdown, they had 20, Seattle had 21. And they went for 2. And I think it was still late stages of the third quarter, maybe the early fourth, maybe. There's a lot of time left on the clock, I felt like, though. Enough time where they didn't need to go for 2 at that time. I think it was late stages of the third because this game had so many ebbs and flows. I was like, whoa. At one point, as Chris Collinsworth said, I felt like Seattle was about to run these boys. After they got 3 straight touchdowns in the third quarter and they could do no wrong and the Vikings had turned it over a couple of times, I felt like this game was going in the wrong direction. And had the 12th man been involved, this would have been an avalanche. Kirk wouldn't have been able to survive. They wouldn't have sustained. And they would have gotten beat like 38-20 in this game. But because there was no fans, there was no extra momentum. Uncle Mo doesn't really actually exist when there's no fans because you feel the fans right here on your neck when the crowd is there. When you start turning it over and they turn it into touchdowns, you feel the crowd right here on your neck. When there's no crowd, you can go out there, you can run your little cadence, you know, blue 50, blue 50, green 60. You can do all that bullshit. Hut! Not snapping the ball. We going 2. Hut! Snap the ball. You can do all your little bullshit. Your chicanery. Can't quite do it when it's 75,000 screaming at the top of their lungs. Anyway, I didn't think they needed to go for it. Let me check my phone. I might be wrong. This touchdown could have been scored with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I told you I had some beverages tonight. Let's see. Let me make sure I wasn't tripping. That touchdown was scored with they went for 2 in the third quarter when they were up. Let's see. It was 21-19. They went for 2 to tie the game late stages of the third quarter. Matter of fact, it was 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. I didn't think they needed to go for 2 there. That's the one I was talking about, not the 26-21 touchdown where they kicked the extra point. I was talking about when they cut it to a 2-point game and it was 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. That's when I said, kick the extra point. You got plenty of time. This game is not over. Trust me, you haven't scored for the last time. They haven't scored for the last time. You don't need to go for 2 right here. That's what I said at that moment. They went for 2. They paid for it. Lost this game by 1. They kicked the damn extra point, right? If they score that touchdown, which they ultimately did, Seattle scores it now. You could argue this point. If they kick the extra point, all Seattle does is kick the extra point when they score the touchdown and the game is over, they still lose by 1. Make Seattle kick the damn extra point then. Or, guess what? When you score the next time to make it 26, you know what you can do? And it wouldn't have been 26. It would have been 27. You know what you could have done? You could have went for 2. Then you would have been up by 7. Then they would have had to score a touchdown. you get where I'm going with this. Okay? Instead of the score being 26-21 because you went for 2 when you had 19, you could have done it when you had 26 after the touchdown. If you would have kicked the extra point, it would have been 21-20. You scored a touchdown, you go up 26-21. Then you go for 2. If you get it, it's 28-21. Now they got to score the touchdown, kick the extra point, and tie the game up. But then we can rewind it and we can go back to the 4th down, or we can fast forward it, because this is forward in the game, to where it's 4th and inches, maybe 4th and 1. Let's call it 4th and 1. I don't want to degrade them, make them feel bad for not picking this up. It's 4th and 1. You're at the Seattle, let's call it 11. Maybe 8. I'm going to look it up in my phone because I want to be exact. So, it's 4th and 1 from the, let's see. It's 4th and 1 from the Seattle 6. Chip shot field goal. Put you up 8. Now, normally, I would say, scare money don't make money. Kiss the dice, roll them, hope they come up nice. But you're playing the MVP right here in Russell Wilson. DangeRuss. Russell Wilson. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now, if I was playing Ryan Fitzpatrick, one of the Washington football team quarterbacks, Andy Dalton for the Dallas Cowboys, Daniel Jones for the New York Giants, I'm playing one of these bums. Yeah. Yeah, I go for it on 4th down. What I got to lose? They're not going to beat me. If I'm playing Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man. If I'm playing DangeRuss, Russell Wilson, or one of those types of dudes, I'm going to kick that field goal, go up 8, just so I know I'm not going to lose this game in regulation. You're not going to get me in regulation. Worst case scenario, we go to extra frames. And at least I got a shot to win the game. You're not going to beat me, though, on a walk-off, because this guy, with a timeout and a minute and some change left, is capable of splitting my heart in 2 and breaking my heart right now. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't you go breaking my heart. Well, anybody can do it. It's Russ. I wouldn't leave it to chance. Take the points. Go up 8. I know what the analytics says. F the analytics. Pro Football Focus, kiss my ass. Take the damn points. This is why you have to know who you are. Had the Vikings stopped anybody this year? I'll wait. Boom, boom. Hell no, they ain't stopped nobody this year. Ryan Tannehill was throwing dimes 50 yards down the field. Hell, even last week when they beat Houston, they was moving the ball up and down the damn field. They ain't stopped nobody this year. So why in the hell? I know, all game long, they've been giving Russ problems. Game's on the line, though. This is when MVPs step up and show you why they're MVPs. I wouldn't put my defense with Cameron Dantzler on 4th and 10, giving up a 37-yard pass right by the sidelines. I wouldn't put those guys in a position to lose me the game. You know what I would do? Kick the damn field goal. Anyway, I digress. They decided to roll the dice. Kiss it, hope it comes up nice. And they said, look, we've been running the ball on these bastards all day. And oh, by the way, who has Seattle stopped this season? You're right. You are absolutely, as a matter of fact, they haven't stopped you tonight. All right, last time I looked up, Alexander Madison, who I really like a lot. That man had over a buck and some change tonight. He was balling. They took out Dalvin Cook, who got injured, and put in the backup, and he went over 100 yards. So they said, are they really going to stop us from getting 6 inches? Let's call it a yard. They said, no, they're not. That defense said, yes, we are. Because what did I tell you the rules were to this game? You know the rules to the game that you play. What did I tell you the rules were? I told you the rules were you never bet against Seattle at home on primetime television. All right? Look, I lost a lot of games today. I lost a lot of games. Who thought Miami was going to go to San Francisco and beat the shit out of the damn 49ers? I did it. Okay? I didn't. Man, I lost a lot of games today. It was bad. Who thought I lost my survivor pool? God damn it. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm not going to do that today. Y'all don't deserve that. I'm not going to do that to y'all today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. But I wasn't going to lose this one. Because you don't bet against Seattle on primetime television at the crib. Kirk Cousins, kryptonite. You don't bet against them. So I'm not going to kill Zimmer for what he did tonight. Not going to kill him. But I would have took the points. Because I'm not going to let Russell Wilson have a minute and some change, a timeout, and guess what? They didn't even use the timeout for the reasons that you use the timeouts on the possession. They used the timeout just to come to the sideline and say, hey, what you like here, Russ? What you want to do here? What you looking at the defense? What you think? They didn't use the timeout to stop the clock to try to give them more chances to go. They used the timeout when they were at like the 9-yard line. Hey, Russ, 4th and 10, 4th and goal. What you think here on this 4th down play? What you like? What play you think we should run here? What have you been seeing? They didn't even have to use the timeout. That's how quickly he took them down the field. They got out of bounds every time, every single time. Why would you put yourself in a position with your defense the way it's been playing this year against that guy? Why would you do that? It's not smart. If you thought that was smart, I'm going to take you to my sink. I got a bathroom right over here. We're going to turn on the water. I'm going to make sure it's ice cold. Splash some of that on your face and go ahead and wash your face and get your mind right. It's Russell Wilson. Don't do that to your team. They didn't deserve that. They played well enough to win tonight. Don't do that to your team. And I get what you were trying to do. We're going to win the game tonight. We're going to win the game. Right here. I trust my team. They done ran the ball on these boys all night. I'm going to run it right here. We'll get this first down. We're going to win the game. I understand that. But you know what else I understand? That scared money don't make money. And that's what you were doing. You were rolling the dice and you said, we're going to win the game right here. You know what I was saying? I don't trust that they're going to go all the way down the field, down 8, needing a 2-point. This is the thing you're not thinking about. Russ could take those boys down the field, and he did. They needed 2. If you kick the field goal, they need 8. They need a 2-point conversion too. I don't know if they're going to get that. That's what you got to tell yourself. Even if they scored a touchdown, I ain't letting them get the 2-point conversion. And they didn't get the 2-point conversion. You would have won. Now, maybe they come with a different play. I don't know. Well, we never will know. Doesn't matter. You went for 2. You didn't get it. Russ blessed you. Game over. They're 5-0. You're 1-4. Your season's done. There you go. And it sucks because you deserve to win. You played well enough to win tonight. You did. You really did. Anyway, I digress. How are y'all doing tonight, man? Was that a fun one or what? It was a fun one for me. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Always when the Seahawks are at home on primetime television, I seem to always enjoy it thoroughly. I did. Man, the Vikings played well tonight. They didn't deserve to lose this game. They didn't. They really played well enough to be 2-3 right now, looking up and saying, you know what? Why can't we turn our season around? Why can't we win a couple more games after this, get to 4-3 and say, man, it feels like an eternity ago that we started this season 0-3. We've won 4 straight. We went to Seattle and won, something that nobody else has been able to do. All right? And the one loss that Seattle has on the season, we gave it to them. And we won 4 straight. And now we're over 500. Look out. Here come the Seattle. Here come the Minnesota Vikings. They still was going to end up 8-8 any damn way. Remember I told you 8-8 before the season started? They still was going to end up 8-8. But 8-8 looks really dicey now. I don't know. Looks real dicey right now after you start 1-4. And you still got Green Bay one more time. Kirk's other kryptonite, the Chicago Bears, you haven't even faced them yet. 2 more times for them. I don't know. 8 seems a little bit of a stretch at this point. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I digress. How many times am I going to say that tonight? Over, under, 5.5. I've already said it 3 times. We'll see. For Seattle, they got some issues, man. This didn't look great. This did not look like a Super Bowl caliber team tonight. Minnesota turned back the clock. They looked like the Vikings from last year and the year before that. They looked like a dangerous team. And furthermore, Seattle looked like a shell of themselves tonight. And it didn't start this game. It started last week versus Miami. Miami really did some good things against Seattle last week. Seattle struggled in some 4th down situations. Seattle struggled to move the football consistently last week. So all Minnesota did was build upon that. And Seattle, if you really count the last 2 quarters of that Dolphins game, and you couple it with the 4 quarters tonight, this didn't look like the Seattle team that we had saw for the first 14 quarters of the season. Didn't look like the same team to me. We know the defense is awful. Okay? Can't stop the run. Can't stop the pass. We know the offense is led by Russell Wilson. But if the offense isn't going and this defense is playing the way that they've been playing this season, who the hell are you going to beat? The offense was not great tonight. At one point, they didn't even have their first possession in the 4th quarter came with 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Now, that's not an offensive problem. That's the defense getting gashed and allowing the Vikings to eat up the first 6 minutes of the first 8 minutes or so of the 4th quarter. That's not an offensive problem, even though they had their struggles tonight. If the defense, and you know what's crazy is, if the defense doesn't do what they did tonight, Seattle doesn't win the game. KJ Wright, I don't want to single out KJ Wright. How about the linebackers in this game for both teams? Eric Wilson with a hell of a pick late in the ball game to give Minnesota a chance to put this thing away. How about KJ Wright's entire game? Not just the one-handed pick, which was flavor delicious, poetic scripture. That was a delicious pick. But I'm not going to just single out the pick because KJ Wright was absolutely phenomenal tonight. And he doesn't get enough of credit because everybody talks about Bobby Wagner, and rightfully so. Bobby Wagner's a hell of a football player, okay? But KJ Wright has been a part of this defense through all of this dominance that we've seen from Seattle. KJ Wright has been there just about every step of the way, just like Bobby Wagner. And nobody talks about KJ Wright. He's so good, and he showed you that tonight. The 2-point conversion, that was Bobby Wagner. The one-handed interception, are you serious? I literally stopped. I was wrestling with my son. Stopped in my tracks when I saw that one-handed pick. Scared my son to death because I went, oh my God. He jumped. Oh, Dad, what's going on? It's just a one-handed pick, all right, by KJ Wright. That's it, son. Don't worry. No harm, no foul. You're good. Dad didn't mean to scare you. That was just a crazy pick. KJ Wright was phenomenal tonight. There were some plays made in this game by the Seahawks defense. We killed the defense, and rightfully so. Their defense has not been good this year. However, they needed the defense tonight, did Seattle's offense, and they bailed them out. The 4th and 1, the KJ Wright interception, all the stops that they got to start the second half to allow them to go on a 21-0 run. That was all predicated. When's the last time you've seen Seattle's offense shut out in the first half? Goose egg. I'll wait. I don't know the answer. Normally, at the end of Final Jeopardy, they actually give you the right. I don't know the goddamn answer. I can tell you this much. It's been a long goddamn time since I've seen Russell Wilson not put up any points. Not a field goal, touchdown, nothing in the first half. I can't tell you the last time. Don't ask me. I don't know. Stop asking. I just know this. The defense stepped up in the second half, and the offense got some short-ass fields. Okay? Kirk Cousins fumble, Kirk Cousins interception, 3 and out, and they took the ball and scored touchdowns because of it. So while we kill the defense, give some credit to the offense. That's all I'm going to say. Now, let's get back to this game and the Seahawks. They're 5-0. And I've always said, figure it out while you're winning. This was not pretty. Okay? And they still got some issues to iron out. They got some big plays from some guys. Demontre Moore on special teams blowing a dude up. He said, man, I liked all of the love I got after I forced a fumble. I'm going to go blow a dude up on special teams too so I can get some more love. He said, man, it once was nice. You know what's even better? Twice. So he did it again. He did it again. Defense stepped up tonight. But you're not playing the Vikings every week. You're not playing a team that's going to find a way to throw it away because they're 1-4. Your division is tough. So you're going to have to play better than this if you want to win this division. Because unlike some of the other divisions in the NFC East, you can't afford to slip up. Now, I get it. The Rams are 4-1, and all 4 of their wins have come against the NFC East. I get it. I understand. However, they're 4-1. And I've told you this before. When you win games in this league, you build confidence. When you build confidence, you start to win games. And when you win games, you start to believe you can win, so you build more confidence. It's a vicious, flavor-delicious cycle that you just want to keep repeating over and over again. You win, confidence. Confidence, you win. You win, confidence. Confidence, you win. And now the Rams are 4-1. That's what happened to the 49ers last year. They weren't supposed to be a damn Super Bowl team last year. But you know what happened? They had a soft start to the season with their schedule. You know what they did? They won. And they got confidence. And they got confidence, and then they won. And then they won, and then they got confidence. And then they got confidence, and then they won. Next thing you know, you look up, they 9-0. You know who had to knock them off the pedestal? You did on a Monday night. Seattle. So what I'm telling you is keep winning, keep building confidence. It may not be pretty, and you've got some things to iron out, and maybe you don't have a good enough defense to win you a Super Bowl. But what I'm telling you is you got a good enough offense to win you a Super Bowl. And I've seen teams that didn't necessarily have a good enough offense, but still found a way to win a Super Bowl. I.e. the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles. They gave up how many points to the Patriots in the Super Bowl? I forget. 37, 38, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. They scored 41. That's what matters. 42, 43, whatever the hell they scored. That's what matters. If you got a guy like Russell Wilson that can score a bunch of points, you can find a way to win. I don't know if there are many dominant defenses in this league. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not act like there are a bunch of 49ers walking around this year. There aren't many teams in the NFC holding teams to under 20, 24, 27. Nah, it ain't a bunch of teams doing that. We won't do that no more. We won't play no defense. Just outscore it. You saw what happened with the Chiefs today? I mocked the Raiders and the Broncos for going out and getting a bunch of speedsters and trying to outscore the Patriots. How dare you try to outscore the Chiefs? You stupid for that. You know what the Raiders did today? Outscored the goddamn Chiefs. So the shit can be done. So you can win a Super Bowl outscoring some teams. But you got some issues defensively because the Vikings, they put in their third string running back, Mike Boone. And he was running on your ass tonight. So you got some shit to iron out. And maybe, I saw your boy up in the skybox watching the game, Snacks Harrison. Maybe he'll help. Maybe he won't. It won't hurt to try, right? You got issues getting to the quarterback. You got issues stopping the run. That sounds like to me you got issues on defense. So you got some shit to clean up. But as long as you got DK Metcalf healthy, Tyler Lockett healthy, Russell Wilson healthy, Chris Carson healthy, and just sprinkle in a little bit of the tight end, whether it's Olsen or What was the guy that caught the touchdown pass tonight? Corner of the end zone. It doesn't matter who the hell it is. Let's sprinkle in a little bit of tight end. I don't really give a shit who it is. Could be a collective effort for all I care. As long as you got those four healthy, and you sprinkle a little bit of tight end in, you'll be just fine on offense. You got enough stuff to be nasty. And then you sprinkle in a little bit of David Moore. Every so often, you don't need him. Like tonight, what was David Moore? Almost caught a touchdown, didn't catch it. You just sprinkle in a little David Moore when you need it. You don't always need it, but when you need it, sprinkle it in there. Just season it a little bit. So, I said all of that to say this. Seattle's 5-0, and they're dangerous. The defense, Offense, mwah. And even though they struggled tonight, when they needed them the most, 94 yards in a minute and some change, one timeout, took them right down the field, scored a touchdown. 2 fourth down conversions, no problem. It's Russ, MVP. He'll take care of it. He did. So, I digress. And really, should have had the touchdown on third down if DK Metcalf didn't drop the ball. Should have had the touchdown on first down if the receiver could have caught the football on that one. So, Russ is going to take care of you. And he did. That's what MVPs do. For Minnesota, man, that's a tough one. It's almost, what more can I say? I almost don't know what to say to you. I almost don't know what to say. For those of you just joining me, I thank you for joining me. Make sure you like the video. Late night, lit Louie, okay? Had a couple of drinks earlier today. Washington drove me to drink today. So, I'm a little lit. If you can't tell, now you know. For Minnesota, you're 1-4. I didn't see a 1-4 team tonight. It's 7 teams making the postseason this year. Look around the NFC. Take a look. Take your time. There's not a lot of great teams in this conference. There's the NFC West. They got 3 good teams. Arizona, Rams, Seahawks. That's rough because that's 3 right there, more likely than not. But I'm not counting Arizona right now. Just 2 right now. Rams, Seahawks. Okay? That's 2. NFC East is ridiculously funky. That's just one. Whoever survives that division, I don't even know what to call that. They get a bid. That's 3. You look at the NFC North. That's your division. Okay? You know that all too well. That's Packers. It's the Bears. And we don't really know if the Bears are going to sustain the success they've had already. But let's just say the Bears do. You know? Shit, they're 4-1. Talk whatever shit you want to talk about the Bears, they're 4-1. That's 2 teams. So that's 5. NFC South. New Orleans, Tampa Bay. You're thinking that's 2 teams. That's a 2-team league. You think that's a 2-team or 2-team division, right? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe we're going to find out. Michael Thomas punching teammates in the face and shit. Not playing on Monday. I don't know what the hell the Saints are up to. I can't speak for them. So I just gave you 7 teams. All 7 of those teams aren't guaranteed a damn thing. Other than the winner of the NFC East division. That's the only team guaranteed something. Everybody else is battling. It's a long season. Chicago isn't a lock. New Orleans and Tampa Bay aren't locks. I still think Tampa Bay is a 9-7 club. Get your shit together in short order. Turn it around quickly. Maybe you can make a run. I still don't think you're a playoff team. I told you were 8-8 before the season started. The football gods are not happy with you. I don't think you're going anywhere, but at least you can try. At least you can try. You can give it a run. You got the receivers. I love your receivers. I told anybody that would listen, Justin Jefferson is going to lead all rookies in catches and yards this season. He's on his way. Didn't have a great night tonight. I understand. That's fine. Not going to do it every week. But 2 straight 100-yard weeks before this week, Justin Jefferson's fine in my book. Adam Thielen is a beast. You're good at the receiver position. Your defense has been spotty. Okay, I'm lying. Your defense has been atrocious to start this season. They were a train wreck. They were a joke. But you're going to get Danielle Hunter back here shortly. Yannick Ngakoue had another sack tonight. He's coming on. The young boys are going to learn. It's trial by fire. Go ahead, throw them in the fire. Yeah, they're going to get burned. That's what happens to young corners. Like at the end of the game with Cameron Dantzler, who's playing 50 yards off, balls in the air. He's 3 yards in front of the receiver, and the receiver just catches the football. DK Metcalf goes out of bounds. It happens to the young corners, man. They got to learn. They got to learn. It's okay. That's what happened when you try to baptize young corners all at the same time. But I look at this team, and I look at those linebackers, and I looked at the way Eric Wilson played tonight. I look at Kendricks in the third down stop he had and the game he had tonight. And I look at the linebackers, and I look at the way the defensive line played. Got after Russell Wilson, made him uncomfortable. And I say to myself, in the way you ran the football, why can't you get hot? You got Detroit twice. You got Chicago twice. I know Kirk's kryptonite is Chicago. He can't beat Chicago to save his life. He hasn't beaten Chicago yet in Minnesota. I understand that. That has to stop at some point, though, right? Right. Is it this year? I don't know. I can't say. Maybe it's next year. I don't know. But you own Detroit. You can beat Detroit twice. You got Green Bay one more time at the crib. I'm not saying, maybe you win that game, maybe you don't. Probably you won't. But that's no here nor there. There are a bunch of games intertwined, especially in the AFC South. You haven't met Jacksonville yet. Okay, that's a get out of jail free card when you're ready to use it. Okay, you've already took on Tennessee and Indy. Those are the two best teams in that division. Took on Houston as well. Okay, got your first win there. You'll probably beat Jacksonville when that time comes. And when I start looking at the rest of that division, and I say, okay, what division are you playing? So let me think. Green Bay's played New Orleans. Are you playing the NFC South? Let me think. Who else in your division? Detroit played. Let's see. Did Detroit play anybody in that division yet? No, they didn't. What about Green Bay? They played Atlanta and New Orleans. So you're playing the South. Okay? So you're playing the NFC South. You can beat Carolina. You can beat Atlanta. I don't know if you'll beat New Orleans or Tampa Bay, but why not? If you play the way you played tonight, you can beat both of those teams. So all I'm saying is, don't give up on the season yet. You're right. The first game that you played Green Bay was in Minnesota. I just felt like because Aaron Rodgers went off, and they scored 40-something points. It had to be in Lambeau, but I was wrong. It was in Minnesota. You're right. So that next game is in Lambeau, and that's not good. That's not good. That's not good news for you at all. But I digress. So you're not going to win that game. Let me backtrack on that one. But you can beat Detroit twice. You beat Chicago once? Probably not. But again, why not? Who's to say? All I'm saying is don't give up on the season yet. 1-4 seems pretty daunting. You look at the task and it's like, oh man, it's pretty tough. Got 1-4 after 5 weeks. You played well tonight, well enough to win and be 2-3. I wouldn't give up if I were you. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't punt on this season. This was impressive on the road at Seattle. I was impressed with what you did to Russell Wilson. This was his worst game of the season. That's saying a lot. Watching what he's done this year and seeing what you did to him tonight, up until that final drive of the game, Russell Wilson really didn't have a leg to stand on tonight. You ran the football effectively. You did everything you wanted to do offensively, minus the turnovers, obviously, the fumble, the interception. But you did what you wanted to do tonight. You ran the football on these boys. And when the opportunity presented itself, you threw the football. You played excellent defense against one of the hottest offenses in football, which we didn't think you could do coming into this game. You couldn't stop anybody. You did. I thought it was a great game plan by Mike Zimmer and by Gary Kubiak. Let's take the air out of the football. Let's run. The first half might have been the fastest first half in the entire league this year. Literally, that first half might have been less than an hour. It felt like less than an hour. Game started at 8:22. I looked at my clock. It was 9:11. And we were at the 2-minute warning. I don't know how long the last 2 minutes were. Maybe they were a little bit longer. But it felt like super fast first half. And you took the air out of the football. You did that. Dalvin Cook had 17 first half rushes. So that tells me the game plan right there. And it worked. You dominated the first half. And you were up 13-0 at half. But as a 1-3 team usually does, you self-imploded. You turned it over in the second half, in the third quarter, primarily the third quarter in particular. You allowed 21 unanswered points. They took a 21-13 lead, but then you roared back. You showed me something because I thought you would get your ass whooped at that point. I thought this was going to end up 35-20. Thought you were on your way to a nice Sunday night ass whooping. And you said, nah, we didn't sign up for that tonight. No, that's not what we came here for. We came here to be competitive and maybe win. And you had a shot. You didn't get it done, but you gave it a run. Don't give up on the season. That's what I'm going to say. All right, I digress. Let's get out of here. Or not let's get out of here. Let's get to the comment section. I got a couple of super chats. Let me knock those out real quick. Or a few super chats. Lurts of Orthanic. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Lurts of Orthanic, who writes, Late Night Louie legend equals legend. Jeopardy theme iconic as F. The old Jeopardy theme. Shout out to Alex Trebek. Keep fighting that cancer, my man. Jeopardy theme. Never gets old. Ever gets old. And it's not just Late Night Louie, because y'all get this every week. Y'all get this 3 times a week. Sunday, Monday, Thursday. It's not just Late Night Louie. It's Late Night Lit Louie. You got to make sure you throw that last L in there. All the alliteration. Late Night Lit Louie. Say that 5 times fast. Good luck. You're going to need it. Thank you for the super chat, Lurts of Orthanic. Got another one here from HTTR for Life. Y'all used to watch wrestling back in like 99, 2000 when the Wolfpack, remember when the NWO took over in WCW? Man, I used to be a hell of a wrestling fan back then. And we used to I used to walk around school for life. So whack, so garbage, but we thought we was cool. Anyway, I digress. What a game. He says, I always love watching the Seahawks at home. After that catch on 4th and 10 from Metcalf, I had complete faith that they would win. Me too. You and me both. I had a sliver of doubt when Metcalf dropped that 3rd down touchdown. I was like, oh, that was the one. That was the one. You got to catch that one. And then Russ was like, you forgot who I am, though. Like, yeah, he dropped that one. I can do that again, though. Don't worry. I can do that again. And the 4th down pass was even more impressive than the 3rd down pass. That one was under duress. There was a blitzer in his face. That was tight coverage from the free safety, Harris. And he puts it right on the money. That's why he's the MVP. No questions asked. But I'm with you, HTTR for life. For life. I'm with you. After that 4th and 10 to Metcalf on the sidelines where Cameron Dantzler was not even close, I said, oh, they about to let these boys go win this game for real. And they did. It's always fun watching the Seahawks at home. But let me make an amendment to your statement. On primetime. Not just at home. Even though the Dallas game was last week. That wasn't on primetime. And that was a fun one. Anytime, I guess you're right. Anytime the Seahawks are at home and they put it on TV and it's a big game, usually turns out to be pretty damn good. Down to the wire. So you're probably right. Thank you for the super chat. HTTR for life. For life, for life, for life. Vincent Cole. My man Vincent Cole, my resident Seahawks fan. What's going on, Vincent Cole, who writes, say no more. Go Hawks. Support my guy, Louie, all day. I appreciate that, Vincent Cole. Thank you so much for the super chat. And he's right. Support your man, Lou, all day long. All day strong, like a leave. All day strong, all day long. Support your man, Lou. I appreciate that, Vincent Cole. That was a big win for your club, man. To go to 5-0, stay atop the division, and come from behind like that. Yeah, that was a big time play there. Remember, if you are in the comment section and you're new to this, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. All right, become a member of the Louie T Network. And also, make sure you like this video, but more importantly, hit that notification bell after you hit that sub button so you don't miss a thing. And also, use the hashtag LouieTLive to have your comment read in the comment section if it's pertinent. Hashtag LouieTLive. I'll get through as many of these as I can. I talked for a really long time tonight, but you got to excuse me. Had a couple tonight. Had a couple of drinks. So, with that being said, let's run through as many of these that are pertinent as possible. JP, Lakers are the champions. Lakers did it tonight. Took them 6 games. Got it done. LeBron James wins his first championship on the West side of the bracket. Kobe Bryant, you think about all those things that go into that. It's a big win for them. Happy for Lakers fans. Pretty cool stuff. Being that 2020 has been a crazy year. Got another one here from Lurts of Orthanic. Thank you for the super chat, Lurts of Orthanic. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Lurts of Orthanic, who writes, digress count at 6. Glad I bet the over. Also rip Dak. Did I get to 6? Really? Hold on. Time out. Before we get to Dak. I'm going to talk about that on the podcast tomorrow. But before I get to Dak, am I really at 6? No, seriously. I thought I was at like 3. I don't remember saying it again. Did I digress 3 more times? Are you sure the number's at 6? Did you bet the over, really? I put it at 5.5. I didn't. No, I don't believe you. I think you're trying to deceive me because you know I'm lit. And I'm not keeping count. I think you're trying to deceive me here, Alerts of Orthanic. I think you really trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I think I'm at like 3 or 4. And that digress that I just said and the one that I just said, those don't count because I didn't actually say it in the context of what I was talking about. I think you're trying to fool me here, man. I didn't say it 6 times. I'm going to go back and count now because I'm really self-conscious and I want to know if I really went on the over because I was betting the under. Because I said, when I said it at 5.5, I'm not going to say it anymore just to make sure that I win the bet in my head. And now you're trying to make me feel like I'm wrong. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You need more people. 61 Livy. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. As always, 61 Livy, who writes, who else could it be? For me, your man, Louie T. He says, what up, Louie? I'm sure you already answered this, but did the Raiders give film on how to beat the Chiefs, and are the Browns for real? I've watched the Browns game. I did not watch the Chiefs game, but I just know the Raiders put up 40. I know that they went deep a couple of times. One to, what's the Eagles receiver, the ex-Eagles receiver name? From USC. God, why can't I remember his name? It's going to come to me. I can see his face now. Jesus. He had a deep ball catch, and they went deep to Henry Ruggs for like a 75-yard bomb. That's what was missing from the offense the last couple of weeks, the vertical threat of Henry Ruggs, even though Nelson Aguilar, that's his name, even though Aguilar was healthy and they were throwing the ball to him, Henry Ruggs is different. I told you he's the closest thing I've seen to Tyreek Hill. And it's funny because the Chiefs got an up-close and personal look. It was like Gemini Man. You know, they got to see Tyreek Hill, and it was like, damn, we're looking at Tyreek Hill Jr. This is crazy. Yeah, it was like Gemini Man. And he blessed them today. 2 catches. That's it. 110 yards and a touchdown. Hurt him big time. So, I don't think there is because not everybody has that kind of speed. It's hard to just duplicate stuff in this league because you don't have what that team has. Everybody doesn't have what the Raiders have. Everybody doesn't have, and I like Derek Carr. I've tried to tell you guys, I like Derek Carr. Everybody doesn't have a Derek Carr at quarterback. Everybody doesn't have a Henry Ruggs. There aren't 4.27 guys just walking around this league everywhere. Every team's got a 4.27 guy. So you can't just say, well, I'm going to just do what the Raiders did. Well, you don't have the ability to score 40 points. Good luck trying to beat the Chiefs in a race, in a shootout. The Raiders were able to load up. It took the Raiders when's the last time the Raiders beat the Chiefs in Kansas City? 2014? It took them 6 years to load up the 6-shooter. Put separate bullets in all of the slots. Slap it close. You got to spin it first. Spin it. Slap it close. And they pa, 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 pa. They let off some shots today. Pa, 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 pa. But it took them 6 years or so to do that. Not everybody's capable of doing what the Raiders did today. So I wouldn't say, well, the Raiders gave us the blueprint. The blueprint is what it is. It's take the air out of the football, shorten the game, similar to what the Vikings tried to do to Seattle tonight. Shorten the game, take the air out of the football, keep Mahomes in the offense on the sidelines. The Patriots did a great job of it on Thursday. They just didn't score points. They didn't finish off drives. But the blueprint has already been set. We saw that by Tennessee last year. We saw that by San Francisco last year in the playoffs. Both of those teams showed us the blueprint on how to defeat this Chiefs team. You just don't necessarily have the personnel and the execution to be able to do it. Now, the Raiders showed you a different way. The Chargers tried to show you earlier this year. Shorten the game, take the air out of the football, play some quality defense. Not everybody's capable of doing that, though. So, but you know what? You know what's the beauty of this is? It's family business. And both of the games that they almost lost this year, family business. They almost lost against the Chargers. They did lose to the Raiders. You know why? Those teams know them. And both took vastly different approaches. Both went to other ends of the spectrum. The Chargers said, we ain't going to draft a whole bunch of offensive dudes to try to outscore you. We're going to draft a bunch of defensive guys to slow you down. And what did they do? Slowed them down, took them to overtime, almost beat them. The Raiders said, and the Broncos said, we're gonna draft a whole bunch of offensive dudes to try to beat you. And the Raiders got it done. I didn't think they would. They did. Golf clap for the Raiders. That was a hell of a win. And you remember, I've been talking shit about the Raiders. Oh, you don't belong. You got to win 2 out of your next 4. They lost the first one. I didn't expect, this wasn't the one they were supposed to win against the Chiefs at Kansas City. That's a statement game right there. I digress. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. 61 Livy. All right, back to the top. JP says DangeRuss is a bad man. He is, but that's Aaron Rodgers. He's just dangerous. Russell Wilson. He's just dangerous. He's dangerous. That's what he is. JCamman99 says, I wanted the Vikings to go for it, but in extreme hindsight, they should have kicked because the Seahawks would have tied the game on that final drive. So, again, in the moment, when you're sitting there and you're saying, hey, go for the win. Go for the gusto. Scared money don't make money. All of this shit you done heard. Analytics says, if they showed the analytics numbers, only a 6% difference if you go for it and you don't get it. You know? Or I think it was a 94% chance of winning the game on 4th down. If you get it, you get an increase of 6%. So it's 100% at that point you win the game. If you don't get it, it's minus 14%. So you're down to 84% in terms of, or you're down to 80% chance of winning the game. And if you kick the field goal, it's a 0% change. You still got a 94% chance of winning. Well, you know what? Which one sounds better? And I know this sounds like some real soft ass shit, but which one sounds better? And again, I'm not a big analytics guy. I'm a flow of the game, take the pulse of your team in the game type of situation type of guy. The 94%, which is what they were at, kick the field goal, go up 8 with 94% chance to win. They got to go 75 yards, score, not only score the touchdown, this is the big thing for me, but also score the 2-point conversion after they score the touchdown, if they get there. They haven't shown the ability to do that all night, by the way, which is what I think Mike Zimmer was thinking. Zimmer was thinking, hey, these boys ain't drive the length of the field on us all night. Every single one of their scoring drives has been on a short field. I don't think they can go all the way 94 yards on our defense. Nah. I would have took the 94% chance to win with the 8-point lead and knowing, hey, worst case scenario, we going to overtime. You're not going to beat me in regulation. Not happening. But they tried to go for the gusto. And I told you, I'm not killing Zimmer for that. I'm not. You just got to know who you're playing. I don't like playing Russell Wilson. Again, if you're playing Ryan Fitzpatrick or you're playing any of the NFC East quarterbacks, you're playing Baker Mayfield or somebody, that they ain't taking their team down the field to win this game, then you do that. But you playing an MVP, a future MVP. There are only a select few, only like 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league that I would not even entertain going for it, but rather kicking the field goal on. And it's Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. That's a short list right now. Those 2 quarterbacks, I'm going to go ahead and take the points. You're not going to beat me in regulation. Anybody else in the league? Oh, I'm going for it. And whether I get it or not, I trust either my defense is going to keep you out of the end zone with a minute and some change. You got to go 94 for the touchdown, or you're not going 94 yards for the touchdown. I just trust my defense against your quarterback. But hindsight is 20/20. You probably in the moment said they should go for it. I in the moment was saying, hey man, this is Russell Wilson. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'd kick the field goal right now. And I said, you know what? It's the smart thing here is you got the 2-minute warning to think about what you want to do, because I think you're about to make a mistake right here. And I said, the 2-minute warning always gives you a chance to allow cooler heads to prevail. Because in the moment you were like, man, F these boys. Go for it. F them. But the 2-minute warning came and I was like, hey, Mike going to have a chance to talk to a couple of people and he could be like, you know what? That's Russell Wilson over there. This is a man that in the first 5 games of the season has thrown 18 touchdown passes and just a few interceptions. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this field goal to go up 8 just to be safe, because it's Russell Wilson. If it was Aaron Rodgers or I'm going to take these. But if it was somebody else, I would go for it. But it's Russ, so I'm going to go ahead and take these. And I thought I was going to see them come back from the commercial break. And I thought I was going to see Dan Bailey on the field. And I saw Kirk up there. I said, oh, shit. You done effed up. They're going to stop your ass right here. You're going to regret this. Now, in the front of my mind, I was saying, in the back of my head, I was saying, these guys ain't going to stop them from getting a yard. When if they stop them from getting a yard all night? So in the back of my mind, I'm saying, I understand why you're doing this, because these boys can't stop a nosebleed in terms of the run game tonight. Alexander Madison is out here. Fiesta. Woo! Fiesta. He out here having a party. At one point, the man ain't even have 20 carries. He already had over 100 yards rushing. So I was like, ain't no way they stopping them. But they did. And that's the thing you had to think about. I got another super chat, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. This one is from 61 Livy again. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, 61 Livy. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for doubling up. 61 Livy writes, 34 points, says, you did well 99% of the time, but Twitter is another monster. Daniel Jones, I haven't been impressed at all. You think the Giants are thinking the same? I actually like Daniel Jones. I don't know about you. You said you're not impressed. I am. Okay. First of all, I thought Daniel Jones was trash. When he got drafted out of Duke, I said, oh, that's a mistake. He's a bum. I wouldn't take him in the first round. I wouldn't have took him or Dwayne Haskins in the first round. Neither one of those were first-round quarterbacks in my estimation. Neither one of them. Drew Lock was my guy. You know how I felt about that draft at the quarterback position. I've been impressed with Daniel Jones' mobility. I've been impressed with his escapability. I've been impressed with his improvisation, his ability to throw on the move, his ability to extend plays, make things happen outside of the pocket. I've been impressed with his poise in the pocket despite his ability to fumble the football when in the pocket and his uncanny ability to throw untimely picks. I've been impressed with Daniel Jones. And I think the Giants are as well. He was under siege in this game again. And he made plays. And he gave them a chance to win. Daniel Jones has showed up for me this season. I like Daniel Jones more than I thought I would. And he showed me some things. 34 points, again, is supposed to win you some games. 34 is supposed to win you 9 times out of 10. You should win a game scoring 34 points. 9.5 times out of 10. You score 34 in this league, you should win the game. You know, there's that off chance that the other team just scores 37 or 38. 34 should get you a win. And unfortunately for the Giants, did they score 34 or 31 today? I'm going to look it up just to make sure and be on the safe side. Yeah, they scored 34. You were right, 34. That should get you a win. And it didn't. Daniel Jones didn't do anything wrong. They had 2 penalties that were costly. One on the fake punt or fake field goal that should have been a touchdown. And then he had another touchdown, which was a gorgeous throw for a touchdown that was called back due to a penalty on a pick. It was a pick. Tony Romo tried to explain it away. No, it was a pick. He picked. It is what it is. I'm impressed with Daniel Jones. I think that the Giants are too. And I don't think he's going anywhere. And I thought he had a good game today. So, unfortunately for us, he is capable of doing us again. Because I don't have as much trust in our defense as I did at the beginning of the season because of no Matt Ioannidis. And so I'm not sure if we can get it done or not. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to the comment section. Gregory Lightbody says, are the Falcons blowing it up entirely? Do you see them trading anyone? No, I don't think they're trading anybody. I think they're going to fire Dan Quinn. It's been already announced that Dan Quinn is fired, essentially. And I think the announcement already came down, but I think the formal announcement comes tomorrow. They're going to probably promote from within, interim head coach, remainder of the season. Who thought the Falcons would sit here 5 weeks in the season and be 0-5? Wow. Unbelievable. I thought when Dan Quinn got that second lease on life, he was going to make the most of it. And he's essentially blown every opportunity that he's had to get on the scoreboard this year with a win. And looks like his time is up in Atlanta. They've got a talented football team. And the reason you don't trade players if you're Atlanta is because those talented football players that you're looking to move are the reason that somebody would want to take the job. If you want to attract somebody to come to Atlanta and be your head coach, it's because you sell them on all the talent that you have. So moving that talent would be counterproductive to what you're trying to do moving forward, which is lure a really talented head coach to come and coach the Atlanta Falcons. JCam Man 99 says, I don't like the Seahawks. Can't explain it. I think I honestly hate the Go Hawks thing. It's annoying. Josh Allen just wins. He doesn't need a catchphrase. I've told you already to stop being a hater because you still hate Tom Brady. And I get it that you take solace in a Tom Brady loss. That's cool. But you can't have the extra hate that you usually bring to the table when it comes to Tom Brady. You can't hate on Russell Wilson and go Hawks. Like, they're the San Antonio Spurs of the NFL. You can't hate the Seahawks. They do nothing wrong. All they do is do everything the right way and win. So you can't hate the Seahawks. You can hate the Patriots. You can hate the Cowboys. There are a lot of teams in this league you can hate. Seahawks aren't one of them. They're the San Antonio Spurs of the NFL. They just win 10-plus games every year, just like the Spurs used to win 50-plus games every year. They make the postseason. They could win the championship. They could not win the championship. You love their head coach, just like we love Pop, even though he's an ass. We love their head coach, Pete Carroll. He's like 110 years old, but he acts like he's 50 years old. We love the Seahawks. You can't not like Russell Wilson. How could you not like Russell Wilson? I won't stand for it. Gregory Lightbody says, Washington could be the worst team in the NFC East after how the Giants and Cowboys performed today. I agree. I tweeted that out. I think we are the worst team in the division after watching those two teams play. I am not as confident as I was at the end of our game. Watching those two teams battle. Now look, it was 1-3 versus 0-4. Keep that in mind. So when you talk about how well they perform, it was two trash ass teams going against one another, and the least trash team had to win. But just put yourself in that frame of mind of, could we have scored 34 today? No. And that's all you need to know. And that's where I draw the line. Could we have scored 34 to give ourselves a chance today? Mm-mm. And that's where it begins and ends for me. Emperor Meat says, Vikings deserve to lose that game for not taking a field goal. I get it that they were having success on the ground, but don't give them a chance at all. I get that. That's how I felt. Kick the field goal, but I'm not going to kill Zimmer. Some of you may. I'm not going to, because I understood the principle there. I understood the train of thought, which was, we get this first down, the game's over. I don't even have to worry about Russell Wilson touching the ball again. We win. I take knees, this game's over. So I knew what he was thinking. They just needed a yard. They had been gashing the Seahawks all night. Why can't I get a yard? I get where he was coming from. I personally, and again, some of you are acting, I don't know if you were saying this in the moment, because it's easy to say it now as you sit here an hour after the game is over and say, they should have took the field goal. Hindsight is 2020. I was saying in the moment, they should take the field goal here because Russell Wilson is on the other sideline. That's the only reason I was thinking they should take the field goal. Not because, that none of Kirk Cousins, nothing. None of that shit. Oh, this defense is trash. They're going to give it. I wasn't thinking about any of that. This defense is going to give it up if I give them back the ball. This young secondary is going to get torched. I wasn't thinking of any of that. I was just thinking strictly, Russell Wilson's over there. You really want to do this? You really want this smoke? And Mike said, yeah, I want the smoke. I want all of it. I said, okay. Come and get it then. And he got it. And he didn't like it. Emperor Meach also says, I need your team to do their job next week and beat us. Now we can beat y'all no matter how shitty we are, but we gave y'all Chase Young last year. You owe us this L. Gettleman. I would love nothing more than to give you this L. I really would. I just don't know if we're capable, bruh. Kyle Allen's health is going to depend a lot on whether we're competitive at all, period. Not just beating you, competitive. Because if Alex Smith has to start next week and Dwayne Haskins has to be the backup, you're liable to beat us 30-13 next week because your defense is actually playing some really good football. Don't worry about the 37 you gave up today. Dallas is explosive. Okay, they may have the best skill set in the league from an offensive skill position standpoint. So don't worry about the 37 you gave up today. You ain't got to worry about giving up 37 to us. We're not capable of putting that kind of points up on the scoreboard. We don't have that kind of offensive firepower. So you don't have to worry about that. If you want us to beat you, you're going to need to do some special things like turn the football over, not convert on third down. These are all the things we've struggled with this season. And you're going to have to let us score some points, which we are allergic to scoring points, especially in the first half. So if you want us to beat you, you're going to have to help us out. If not, you're going to probably have to take this dub. I know you want this L. You're going to probably have to take this dub. So we'll see. We'll see. It starts on Wednesday when we get the injury report and we find out about Kyle Allen and where he is. and how he's feeling, and if he's taking all the reps in practice, and are they gearing up to have a game plan centered around Kyle Allen's ability to run this offense. That's when I'll know, okay, we got a shot. If they tell me, no, Alex Smith is taking all the reps this week, he's going to start for us on Sunday, I can't help you, bro. Go ahead and take this dub and try to win this division. Good luck. You're going to need it. Got another comment. Oh, I got some super chats. Hold on. Got one here from 61 Livy. Thank you for the super chat. 61 Livy, greatly appreciate you. 61 Livy writes, and you tripling up too. I appreciate you, 61 Livy, as always, who writes, sick of Hawks fans saying they invented the 12th man. It was Texas A&M, then Buffalo, then Seattle. Anyways, thoughts on Bills versus Titans. Bills Mafia, stand up. So, yeah, no, there's no way that the Seattle Seahawks created the 12th man. Now, if you want to be annoyed by something, it's that. Because they didn't create the 12th man. The first time I ever heard 12th man was Texas A&M at College Station. And that was crazy. So that's where the 12th man really was, to me, created. That's where that phenomena came from. Then you get, like you said, to Buffalo, you know, and their fans. And when you go to 4 straight Super Bowl, was it 4? Let's see. Giants. Yeah, 4. Giants, Redskins, Cowboys. So when you go to 4 straight Super Bowls, you earn the moniker 12th man. Now, Seattle was late to the game. And they're just the most recent to have success with it. But as far as the Bills-Titans is concerned, the Bills, they're the better team. And the Titans, they still are going to have guys not playing in this game. They just had another positive test. I don't know who it was. But it doesn't matter. They're the better team of the Bills. Before all of the COVID-19 nonsense, they're the better team. And I fully expect them to take it to Tennessee. Tennessee defense has not been what it was in the past, what it was last year or the year before. They're giving up points. I told you Minnesota took it to them, and they were up 2 scores and should have won that game. Couldn't get a stop to save their life. And had an interception in their hands. Holton Hill had an interception that would have clinched that game for Minnesota. He dropped it. They lose. I expect Buffalo to go in there and take it to them and win that football game outright. So I look for Buffalo to be able to throw the football. I don't think they can stop the Bills from throwing the football. Kirk Cousins had a field day. You run it initially to establish that run, to make them respect the run, and then you push it down the field. Stephon Diggs and John Brown and Cole Beasley and what's the rookie from Central Florida? Shit. He got a girl name. What's his goddamn name? Davis. Can't think of his first name. Throw the football. Is it Davis? I think it's Davis. I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. You got weapons galore. I expect you to take advantage of that. I see the Bills taking care of business against the Tennessee Titans. And you know I'm rooting for the Bills because I'm pissed off at the Tennessee Titans right now. They have opened up Pandora's box with this COVID-19 shit. They got to go down. They got all these games switching from here and there. And the NFL now that they're moving the Broncos, Patriots game the next week. 8 different games have to now switch. This is bullshit. I'll talk about that on my podcast. I've already talked about that on the podcast. So I don't know if I need to even do that again. I think the Titans are going to succumb to the Bills. The Bills are a really good football team. I don't think enough people know what the Bills are doing and what they're capable of offensively. The defense, there's some leaks in that defense. They're not as good defensively as I thought they were going to be. You can score on them, but at the same time, the offense is so dynamic. I just see y'all outscoring the Titans when it's all said and done. Got another super chat. This one is from Lertz of Organic. Thank you for tripling up, Lertz of Organic. Greatly appreciate you. As always, Lertz of Organic writes, been 2 more organic digresses since the super chat. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You might have got me though, because again, I'm lit, so I don't remember. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch this when I'm totally sober and I don't have anything else going on. I'm gonna have to watch this back to make sure you're accurate. I think you really pulling my leg here because I can't recall. I don't have the ability to recall properly right now. He says, forget the over. We done beat the spread. Oh, man. Looking forward to the next late night lit Louie T. Hashtag triple. I can't with you, man. I cannot with you. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to it too. I don't know when it's gonna come the next time. I don't know. Maybe when Washington is 1-10. Yeah, you might get it then. I don't know. This is the meat and potatoes of our season starts this week, and so we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you, man. That was funny. I really enjoyed that super chat there. Oh, that was funny. That was fun. That was fun right there. Anyway, back to the comment section. And what time is it? Oh, man, we are way over our hour limit. So I'm going to get out of here. Let me look at a couple more comments. JP says, let's see, Azad Belial says, Hawks are a good team, but I'm still not sold on their defense or their O-line. He said, whenever you're too reliant on the quarterback, it almost never works in terms of winning the Super Bowl. The Packers are NFC best team. They're pretty reliant on the QB too, and their defense isn't great either. So if you look at what they've given up this season now, granted, some of those have been in garbage time, but they haven't played anybody really either when you think about the Packers' schedule to start this season. So they're kind of in the same boat as Seattle. I don't know if their defense is as bad, but I'd like to see Green Bay play against some better teams, and then we can kind of have that discussion. I don't think Green Bay is that much different than Seattle at this current moment. JP says, if Seattle doesn't win or at least make it to the Super Bowl with this team, it's a monumental disappointment. You say as if they're dominant. They just got a dominant player or two. DK Metcalf is playing at a really high level as well, but really a dominant side of the ball. But it wasn't even dominant tonight if you're talking about the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is terrible. So, it wouldn't be a surprise if somebody jumped up and bit them in the postseason, divisional round or NFC Championship game. They meet the right team and it's a bad matchup for them, or Russ and the offense is off like they were tonight, they could get beat. So I don't know if it would be that much of a surprise or not. Assist _ says, I have Chris Carson and Metcalf on my team, and I am 4-1. And I bet you are, with the way that the Seahawks offense has been moving the football. I am pretty sure you are 4-1. See, Raul ready? That's a conversation for tomorrow. We'll talk about that. I talked about Kyle Allen earlier on the Washington Football Overtime, so check that program out if you haven't already done so. Kevin the PRF says the Raiders took you to task today in that key stretch you've been calling out. Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. I'm going to talk about that on the podcast tomorrow. But they absolutely made a fool out of me. Now, I told you they got to win 2 out of the next 4. That's 1 down, 1 to go. They got to win 1 more game during this stretch that they got. They got the Bucks left, and I think they got 1 more game. I can't think of who the other team. They're both tough. Whoever the hell it is, they're both tough games, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done or not, but that was a big win. Big win for the Raiders. Got a super chat. Going to go ahead and take that. This one from Jack M. Thank you for the super chat, Jack M. Greatly appreciate you. Jack writes, Hey, Louie, need another 5 heart surgeries for sure, but I'm so happy to be 5-0. This D really needs Jordan Brooks back and Jamal Adams back. They need Adams back in the worst way. Jordan Brooks, I still don't know what his true impact is on this defense quite yet. I know what Adams brings to the table. I saw what he did when he was there early in the season. They can't wait to get him back on the football field to help this defense out. But you told me you needed a couple of heart surgeries earlier in week 2 when you barely hung on against New England. Yeah, 5 heart surgeries sounds about right. This team always has you down the stretch, holding your collective breath, hoping that your heart doesn't stop. You've had to go through this just about every week this season, except for week 1 against Atlanta. You won that one pretty comfortably. But week 2 against New England, week 3 versus Dallas, week 4 versus Miami. Not necessarily Miami, even though that one was a fourth quarter game. It wasn't necessarily like Dallas or New England or this one, but it was a fourth quarter game. And then this one, of course, was another nail biter down to the wire, essentially coming down to your final play multiple times in this game. So, yeah, Jack, you might end up needing a pacemaker messing around with these cardiac Seahawks, but they continue to find ways to win. You're 5-0. And as I've mentioned before, you figure it out while you're winning, and you're flawless on the season right now at 5-0. So, yeah, got issues on the defensive side of the football. Offensive line isn't as good as you would like it to be. But at the end of the day, you found ways to get it done. And that's all you can ask for. Keep stacking those bricks up in the left-hand column. And at the end of the season, we'll start counting the bricks. And if you got enough in the left-hand column to get that first-round bye, which is going to be ultra important this year because there aren't 2 byes. There's only one. If you get that bye, it's going to give you one step closer. It's going to put you one step closer to going to Tampa this year. So, big win for the Seattle Seahawks. So, that's going to do it for me, your man, Louie T. I thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't already done so, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to LouieTeeNetwork for more great content. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I know it's a late night, but it's a good night, man. And make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Turn on that notification bell as well if you haven't already done that. If you've already hit that subscribe button, look forward to chopping it up with you guys in the near future. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome again. Hit that subscribe button. We do this every primetime game. We break it down immediately thereafter. Also, got the podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday, LouieTeeNetwork podcast, where we break down all the NFL action. So much content on this channel. If you haven't already done so, what are you waiting on? Get with the program. Get on the train. LouieTeeNetwork, bringing you all the NFL content that you need here on YouTube and beyond. So, with that being said, I'm going to glide to the side, allow you guys to progress with the rest of your night, whatever that may be. If you're a Lakers fan, you're going to celebrate. If you are on the East Coast, probably time for you to take your ass to bed. If you're on the left coast, the night's still young. Go have some fun. Whether you Netflix and chill or whatever, go have some fun. But I'm on the East Coast, so it's damn near 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to glide to the side. And I got some football to watch. Tomorrow's Columbus Day. Son doesn't have to go to daycare, so I need to get as many games as I can out of the way before tomorrow because he doesn't give a shit about me having to watch football tomorrow. So, you know how that goes. In any event, I'm going to get out of here. I'm your man, Louie T. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not, I repeat, not the best NFL coverage that it could be. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Stay safe. Seahawks, 5-0. After the come-from-behind victory, 27-26 over the now 1-4 Minnesota Vikings. Tough loss for the Vikings. Massive win for the Seattle Seahawks. Go Hawks, as they say. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.